Senator Claire McCaskill, who recently lost her re-election bid, says that she's a little bit confused by the rise of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Now, in an extra interview with CNN, the outgoing senator said this about the progressive rising star. Let's take a look.
I'm a little confused why she's the thing, but it's a good example of what I'm talking about. A bright and shiny new object came out of nowhere and surprised people when she beat a very experienced congressman. And so she's now talked about a lot. I'm not sure what she's done yet to generate that kind of enthusiasm, but I wish her well.
I wish her well, even though I don't know what she's been doing. I mean, what's the whole deal with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? I mean, seriously. She's just a shiny new object. Well, first off, calling her a shiny object, that's a bit insulting. She actually ran a phenomenal campaign, and she ran on actual issues. I mean, if you had actually paid attention at all to her campaign, which, again, most establishment Democrats didn't, they looked at her and went, oh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, how cute. Oh, she thinks that she could beat Joe Crowley. And then when she did, oh no. But again, oh, it's just a one-off. Oh, it was a really liberal district. And, you know, Joe, he made some mistakes and she capitalized on it and whatever. She's not indicative of the rest of the country, as Pelosi had said. So, but no. She ran on the issues and she won by connecting with average people. And I know that seems insane in Washington, right? But yes, it turns out running on issues and not platitudes might actually win you elections. I know it's crazy. And not just taking loads and loads of corporate money and running television ads. But here's the thing. You know what also wins? At least some of the time, most of the time, being unabashedly progressive and standing for your values. But Claire McCaskill wouldn't know about that because she didn't have any values. And so that's why Washington frustrates me, right? They look at these progressives and their wins like there's some sort of novelty. Oh, how cute, right? Oh, she'll never win, but good try. She's got some good heart. Well, she did win, and now she is a representative-elect. She's going to be taking office, and that hasn't slowed her down at all. Her first day, orientation, she actually was in a protest in Pelosi's office. So how's that for novelty, right? But no, here's the thing. Well, what has she actually done? Well, that's the question that she asked, right? McCaskill. Well, again, she hasn't started her term yet, so, I mean, policy-wise, she hasn't done anything. She hasn't had a chance, right? But she did beat Joe Crowley, incredibly entrenched establishment character who was next in line for the Speaker of the House. That is very, very significant. And that's a very powerful position, by the way. And nobody believed that anyone could take down Joe Crowley, especially a progressive Latina woman from the Bronx. By the way, before she ran for office, she waited tables. So not only that, but more importantly, she's really changed the conversation in Washington. Now we're talking about a Green New Deal. Now we're talking about different policies, Medicare for all. There's a Medicare for all, caucus that's being formed in the House of Representatives. She's trying for really important positions. Look, on the policy positions, Green New Deal, that was once considered radical. But here you have polls, 92% of Democrats support the Green New Deal. Over 80% of Democrats support Medicare for all. Then you have, Republicans also supporting those ideas. They're extremely popular with the American public. Now, speaking of the public, I'm going to go to the next video here where Claire has a warning for Ocasio-Cortez. And let's take a look at that.
I hope she also realizes that the parts of the country that are rejecting the Democratic Party, like a whole lot of white working class voters, need to hear about how their work is going to be respected and the dignity of their jobs and how we can really stick to issues that we can actually accomplish something on. The rhetoric's cheap. Getting results is a lot harder.
You see that little dig? I mean, the rhetoric's cheap, right? We have to be pragmatic. We have to do things that we can actually agree on. You know, things like nothing radical, nothing crazy like Medicare for all. Oh no, we have to barely tweak the ACA, etc., and keep everything essentially status quo. Look at me, I'm a moderate. That's Claire McCaskill. Now, here's the thing. Claire McCaskill does not actually represent regular people. See, here's the thing. The policy positions that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez supports, again, a Green New Deal, a jobs guarantee, Medicare for all, living wage, tuition-free higher education, all those things actually help regular people. Yes, even white working class voters are benefited from higher wages and health care. And look, as I mentioned before, those policies are incredibly popular with all of the American people. Now, Claire McCaskill would know this if she actually read a poll once in a while. But see, that's the problem. People like her, the so-called moderates, the so-called centrists, they're actually deeply out of touch with the American people. And they're actually nowhere near the center. They're actually far to the right of what the American people are actually at, policy-wise. So she thought wrongly, I add, that she needed to go more right-wing in order to win her election. And see, that's the thing. Most politicians think, oh, no, we have to go to the right and appeal to the right even more if I want to win. But that's not true, because we're not a center-right country. We are a center-left country. And on issues like healthcare, we are progressive. And so these ideas that are considered radical, you have to understand in the context of the rest of the world, they're not radical, they're mainstream. And Claire McCaskill does not understand that. And maybe she doesn't understand that because she's paid to not understand that. There is a good possibility of that. I don't know. But when it comes to elections with moderates, the thing is, look, when you're given a choice between a Republican and Republican light, well, people are going to likely go to the Republican. But maybe if you throw a progressive in the mix, the progressive might actually win. And Washington and these moderates, the Democratic Party as a whole, do not understand that. They believe that progressives are shiny objects. And of course, so does the media, by the way. But look, in reality, we're not shiny objects. We're the thing in the rearview mirror that's catching up fast. And what we know about rearview mirrors is, look, objects in mirrors are closer than they appear. And so we might be behind you now, but we're coming. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.